We're still considering the world of Jesus. And the first segment, we got our first good glimpse of Roman imperial theology in that inscription from the Battle of Actium, from the Tenth Memorial of Augustus, that announced the program of Rome: religion, war, victory, peace. And that's what we're going to be studying in all of these segments, but filling it out with other titles and other expressions that many of us would think of, well, these are peculiarly Christian. And we're going to learn they were really Roman imperial titles, expressions, even expressions like gospel, for example, or even remission of sins, even epiphany. Words like that came out of the Roman matrix into the Christian matrix, as it were. So I'm going to take you now to a place called Priene. Priene is just south of Ephesus on the western coast of Turkey. And the time is about 9 BCE. Actium, you remember, was 31 BCE. Here's what's happening. Well, two separate things are happening, actually. There's a huge temple there. It's high above the Meander Plain, so it looks out in glistening white marble. You could see it from miles away. And right now, the Meander Plain has built up by earthquakes, so it's inland far more than it was. But you can still look up from the plain and see this marble, this magnificent, beautiful, highest point, temple to Athena. Athena is the Greek god of wisdom and war. For some people, that is oxymoron. For the Greeks and for other peoples, it is redundancy. Wisdom and war. The temple was begun under Alexander the Great and was completed under Augustus, both world conquerors. The temple today is in ruins, of course. There's just a few columns set up so you can know where it is. But above the entrance to the temple, above the door, if you had entered it in the 1st century, you would have seen on the architrave, right above it, it's dedicated. It says the people, the demos, it's in Greek. Demos, the people dedicate this to Athena Poliadi. Athena Polias means Athena, patroness of the city. And to the Imperator Caesar. In Greek, he's called autocrat. Interesting. Autokrator is the Greek word for emperor, victor, our word autocrat, of course. Caesar, the Son of God. The Son of God. And it's exactly the same word, of course, in Greek that Son of God is all over the New Testament. Theouios. And then comes after that, the God Augustus. The God to be worshipped. It's almost like, well, there's those other gods, and yeah, they're nice too, but this is the one that really counts. This is the God Sebastos, the God Augustus, the God to be worshipped. Today, the architrave is right down there on the ground, not particularly protected. The writing, again, is big because you're supposed to be able to read it up there. And this is Athena and Augustus. Athena from Greece, Augustus from Rome. They're the divine couple at the center of the New World Order. Greece is being seamlessly integrated into the Roman system. It's like telling Greece, your destiny was always to be Roman. Welcome home. We'll see much more of this later at Aphrodisias, but for the moment, look at that fallen architrave in Greek. The autocrator Caesar. Notice again, autocrator imperator always comes first. Victory is first. We might think, oh, surely Son of God or God incarnate. That's much more. No, it's not. None of those titles would be there without imperator, victor. Priene is built on the slope of a hill, and right above it is what's called the high point, the acro Priene, as it were, their highest defense spot. But as you walk up in the sort of a triumph of terrain, of building over terrain, we come to the agora, of course, the forum, the center of life in any Roman city or any Greek city. And on the north side of the agora is a series of covered porches. Nobody wants to stand out in the Mediterranean sun. And behind that is a whole series of small shrine rooms. Shrine rooms. On the east side is, first of all, the Bouleuterion, which is the city council. So we're right in the heart of city official space. Right next to the Bouleuterion is the Prytaneum, the sacred hearth of the city, the sacred flame. Next to it are these 16 tiny shrine rooms, and we're interested in one of those. It's the 9th from the west, the 7th from the east, because in that shrine room is another inscription. What happened is this. Right after the Battle of Actium, immediately, you can imagine the sigh of relief that went up over the Mediterranean world. It's over. It's over. And the proconsul, the governor of Greece, said, what can we possibly do to applaud, to thank Caesar Augustus adequately for what he's done? Does anyone have an idea? He suggested my own idea. There was supposed to be a competition. Guess who's going to win it? He says, my own idea is this. What we should really do is start the New Year's Day on his birthday. Time should submit to Augustus as place already has. His birthday, the 23rd of September, should be New Year's Day from now on in Greece. And Greece is the richest of the Roman provinces. Maybe other provinces followed, who knows. This is his proposal. And he said, whoever comes up with the best proposal should get a golden crown. And guess who got the golden crown? This was then to be subscribed. The suggestion from him and the response of the people were to be inscribed, carved on marble, and put in this shrine room, like a small little cult center. And that's what we have. It's not actually present at Priene. You can see the room. You can see exactly where it was. But shall we say the inscriptions have been liberated and taken to the Pergamon Museum in Berlin. Here's what they say. And when you read it, if you take out Caesar Augustus, it all sounds Christian. The proposal is that the epiphany, the revelation of Caesar, his presence in the world, has brought a new creation. It says, at least in practical terms, because the whole world was going to destroy itself. Now, stop for a second. They're never just talking about the Mediterranean or Italy or Rome. They're talking about the whole world has been saved by Caesar, as we saw at Actium. So the birthday of Caesar, they say, is good news. Gospel. Euangelia, the word we use for gospel. The birthday of Caesar is good news for the whole world. His epiphany has not just brought peace out of war, but creation out of chaos. So as you read this inscription, you almost see the whole theology, the whole Christian theology coming at you out of Roman imperial theology. And so they decided the birthday of Caesar, the 23rd day of September, from now on will be the start of the new year. All officers will take their take their official positions on the 1st. This is extraordinary. We thought that Paul invented the term a new creation just for Jesus. We thought that the idea of calculating time, as Christians do, that goes with Christianity. This was already there. Time and place belongs to Rome. Time and place is incarnate in Caesar. And when you think of it, these are so random. Some of these could have been destroyed. Some of those inscriptions, they're preserved in a museum, or they're turned upside down on the site, and you can find them. Let me take you to one final place. Take you from Priene, which is in Turkey, all the way over to Rome. In Rome, there is an altar. Not an altar to the Pax Romana, Roman peace, but an altar to Augustan peace. An altar to Augustan peace from around the same time as that inscription at Priene. It's an altar, I mean a real working altar. Animals were sacrificed on it. And around it, there's a, what would you call it, a wall, a protecting wall around the altar, steps up to the altar. And on the outside of that protective wall is a frieze, low bas-relief sculpture. On one side of it is Augustus, followed by priests, and then the whole imperial family. They're moving towards the front as if to sacrifice. So remember, religion. Religion must come first. You must keep the peace with the gods, otherwise no victory, no peace. On the other side, and it's very interesting, on the other side are all the senators. So now the imperial family and the senators, you're getting a message. It's not just the senators and he's in there, imperial family and the message. But the important thing is the 4 beautiful bas-relief sculptures on the front and the back. 4 huge sculptures. And they are, and by now you probably can guess what they are: religion, war, victory, peace. Religion. The first scene is going to be Aeneas, the alleged ancestor of Caesar Augustus, coming from Troy, because they claim that their ancestry had started 1,000 years before, when the Aeneas fled from Troy, protected by Venus. His mother was Venus, the goddess Venus, to Rome. So he is sacrificing there. Religion. That must come first. The second scene, on the other side of the entranceway, war. The god Mars and his 2 children, Romulus and Remus, being suckled by the she-wolf in the mythology of ancient Rome. So religion, war. Then as you turn the back, victory. Roma, the goddess Roma, always shown standing, well, not seated rather, with her feet on the weapons of her conquered enemies. Religion, war, victory, and then finally the last one, peace. And it's a magnificent, it's probably the best preserved of them. It's beautiful. In the center is a beautiful matron. She's seated there, she's quite safe, there's no war, this is peace, so she's not in danger of being raped in war. On her lap are her children. They're tenderly looking up at her, they're not in danger of being enslaved, this is peace. At her feet, the land and the animals are at peace. For the Romans, peace meant prosperity, fertility, security. Safe. On one side, the sky. On the other side, the sea. Everything is peaceful. So the last image here is peace. Now again, here is our question. And in no way am I mocking it. Rome said there is only one way to get peace, and this is what peace looks like. It looks like prosperity, fertility, security. And the only way you get it is by victory in war. And the question, the huge question that Jesus sends to the Roman Empire is, first, it is not the only way. It is not even the best way, because you do not get peace. You get lull. You get lull until the next round. And the next round will always be more violent than the preceding one. And we know that far better than they did 2,000 years ago. They did know that Rome was more violent even than Alexander's Macedonian Greeks. We know that we've never had a weapon we didn't use. And we've never had a weapon that wasn't more violent than the preceding one. And that it only took us 3,000 years to get from the first Roman sword, from the first iron sword to the first hydrogen bomb. As Shakespeare's Puck said, "What fools these mortals be." But Rome said, no, no, you get peace through victory. And they put it in beautiful marble vision on the altar of Augustan peace. And Jesus is going to say, no, you don't. There is another way. You do not get peace through victory. You get peace through justice.